I'm on kind of a rant today. Here's old Dianne Feinstein. All vets are mentally ill in some way, and the government should prevent them from owning firearms. You think that's new? No. Get back here to 2001. President shoots down gun rights for veterans. Tens of thousands of war veterans have been denied their constitutional right to own arms by an overly zealous anti-gun administration. Almost 90,000 war heroes and their families by this nation's impeached, dishonored, and draft-dodging Bill Clinton. In November 1999, Clinton ordered federal agencies to review the files to determine who has been labeled a mental defective or has been committed to any kind of mental institution under Section 922(4) of the 1968 Firearm Control Act. Okay. Although the Firearm Act was clearly intended to only apply to courts, this guy is trying to change things around. Yeah, many veterans claim they were encouraged by the Veterans Administration to accept mental disability pension because of the trauma stress of their memories of war and captivity. Remember who these people are. It's always the same kind of people. The Socialist Democrats. Always, always, always. Now, here's something else. Now, Bill Clinton, this is 1997. I could probably zoom that a little more. But they want to roast Bill Clinton for continuing to push legislation, making it a crime to engage in so-called hate speech, whatever that is exactly. The First Amendment guarantees free speech. Like it or not, gives us the right to say insulting and spiteful things about each other, and there are already criminal laws on the books to deal with anyone who would turn words into action. But now Clinton would chip away at the very cornerstone of our Constitution for the sake of political correctness. Remember, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Something else. Now, we know that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. We also know that Bill Clinton and all those people back then were pushing this thing. They want to target patriots, Christians, as terrorists. Among the characteristic lawmen were told to be on the alert for was defenders of the United States Constitution against federal government and UN and people who make numerous references to the United States Constitution. You're a potential terrorist. You looky here. Janet Reno. Scared of the feds? Schooling at home? You're a cultist. Yep. You are the ones who are in a risk situation and need to be rescued, just like the Weavers and Branch Davidian families were rescued. A cultist is one who has strong beliefs in the Bible and the second coming of Christ, who frequently attends Bible studies, who has a high level of financial giving to a Christian cause, who homeschools their children and has accumulated survival food and has a strong belief in the Second Amendment and who distrusts big government. Any of these may qualify a person as a cause, but certainly more than one of these characteristics will cause us to look at this person as a threat to his family being in a risk situation that qualified for government interference. Here's Reno again. Never forget what this tyrant said. And here's what the former Attorney General of the USA said. Waiting periods are only a step. Registration is only a step. The prohibition of private firearms is the goal. Janet Reno, former U.S. Attorney General. None of these people believe in the Constitution, but they're given power. Unreal. Now this, people, the enemy are the people. The people are the enemy. Ugh. This comes from the Department of Homeland Security, Office of Intelligence and Analyst. Right-wing extremism report, March 2009. Military veterans who have fought in foreign wars are disgruntled about the takeover of U.S. Anti-war individual groups, tax-resistant groups, militia, alternative media, opponents to open border policies, defined as highly critical of the U.S. Government's response to illegal immigration. Yeah. If you're anti-abortion groups, you're in there. Patriot movement, you're in there. Now, if you make frequent references to the Constitution, if you support third-party candidates, if you support an audit for the Federal Reserve, if you oppose a carbon tax to be paid to the United Nations, oppose U.S. submission to the United Nations and World Health Organization, this is the data they've been collecting on you. Just remember, all truly equal under the law. Plus, you have a right to a spin control specialist. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided. Well, we've had a lot of traitors in this country. This guy here is one of them. John McCain. I'm a Republican. Well, I understand his children probably love him. But John McCain was a Manchurian candidate. He was in prison for a long time. With all the socialists and communists you could think of. And he wasn't sent here to kill a president or someone like that. He was sent here to kill the Constitution. Now, if you look at all the people right now that are in power, your congressmen, your senators, then they know it's against the law to pass any firearms law. But these people are not schooled in the Constitution whatsoever. I'm going to tell you something. We have the God-given right to keep and bear arms. Our Declaration of Independence recognizes that our rights come from God and they are unalienable. The Second Amendment to the Federal Constitution recognizes that this God-given right to keep and bear arms is to be free of any interference whatsoever from the federal government. Our framers were for all armed people. They understood that arms are the ultimate defense in the event of the federal government overstepping its bounds. According to the federal government, it is nowhere in the Constitution that's granted that they have the right to abridge, restrict, or infringe in any fashion whatsoever guns, ammunition, and stuff like that. Plus, all restrictive laws made by Congress and all regulations made by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms are unconstitutional because they are outside the scope of powers granted to Congress and to the executive branch of our Constitution. Restrictions of arms and ammunition is not one of the enumerated powers delegated to the Congress or to the executive branch. I've been trying to pound that through your heads. They are constitutionally barred from infringing upon any of your rights. Any of them. You know, we were talking the other day about civil disobedience. Our founding fathers were not career politicians. They were always the outlaws, the angry extremists who refused to quietly submit to an elite political establishment oppressive rule over their lives. Never forget that. A lot of truth in that. We got to watch out for this word game that the socialist, communists, Democrats, and rhinos in this country have been pushing. They want to keep changing the meaning of words to demoralize others. That's called cultural Marxism. Cultural Marxism is a social engineering tactic used by the left to bully people into accepting beliefs conducive to Marxism and rejecting beliefs that are detrimental to it. Never allow the Marxists to control your mind by controlling your speech. This war of words. I mean, Clinton went to Russia during the Vietnam War. He was a draft dodger. And they trained him well over there. And then we fool around and stick this asshole in power. Just like they did Obama. We've got people in government now trying to overthrow the government. They're trying to use laws to overthrow the government. Pelosi, Schumer, Feinstein, and all the rest. That is dereliction of duty. They swore to defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, and they failed. So they should be thrown out of their seats. You can't, kill them, but you can kill them a different way. But strip them of all their rights, all their perks, all their benefits. They won't be able to touch a single penny of their retirement. We owe these people nothing. They've caused us nothing but stress and anger and problems that this country didn't need. They're not here doing anything good for this country. They want to stage phony wars and get you involved in it so their bankers make money. It just goes on and on and on. These socialist Democrats, from FDR on up. You look at Lyndon Johnson, give us the welfare. Obama hasn't helped. Clinton was the worst damn president we ever had. You got to get off your butts, people. Seriously. Let's get our country back. Thanks for watching.